I planned a rare visit to my parents' house for my mom's 60th birthday, carrying a bouquet and a gift, eager to see her joy. My older brother and his wife would be there too, so the whole family would finally reunite. As we sat down for dinner together, my sister-in-law laughed scornfully. "Haha, pasta salad? Are you that poor?" She scoffed. "No, pasta salad is my mom's favorite," I began. "Pasta salad is just ridiculous. You should at least get sushi," she interrupted, belittling everything I had cooked with heartfelt effort. Feeling humiliated, tears welled up in my eyes. Amidst my sister-in-law's smug smile, it was my mother who spoke up. "I see. Let's treat this as the final time we do things this way." While everyone was puzzled by her words, my sister-in-law was the only one to mutter under her breath, "As if that even matters." It didn't take long for the meaning behind my mother's words to become clear, but what happened next, no one expected. My name is Evelyn, a 29-year-old woman. After graduating from a graduate program in the sciences, I work as a researcher at a major cosmetics company. I'll be turning 30 soon. While my friends have long since gotten married and had children, I don't even have a boyfriend. But if you were to ask me if my current life is unhappy, that's not entirely true. I've always admired research work, and now I have a job in that field. My parents at home are healthy and doing well. I have a slightly unreliable but kind older brother, and I have many friends of my own. I think getting married and having children is one form of happiness, but I am content with my current life. While living such a life, I received news 2 months ago that my older brother, Kurt, got married. Kurt is 6 years older than me. It's neither too early nor too late to get married at that age, but it's a reasonable age when considering having children. Half a year ago, my brother told me he had something to ask and asked me to visit our parents' house. When I arrived, Kurt had already returned home, and there was an unfamiliar woman next to him. "This is Vivian, my girlfriend. Isn't she incredibly beautiful?" My brother introduced her with pride. Vivian had a well-groomed appearance and a good figure. I didn't mean to be disrespectful, but Kurt isn't that handsome. He has an average physique, and if I were to point out one thing, it would be his slightly tall height. I genuinely wondered why Vivian had fallen in love with my brother, so I casually asked her about it. Why did you marry my brother when you are such a beautiful person?" I asked, curious. In response to my words, Kurt jokingly got angry. "That's rude." Vivian smiled gently and answered my question. "You know, Kurt is truly kind and a good person." "Well, I do think he's kind, but aren't there many more wonderful men around you, Vivian?" I persisted. "That's not true," Vivian replied. "I chose Kurt because I believe he will love me the most." "I see," I nodded. "Well, it's kind of you to choose my older brother, despite being such a beautiful person." Upon hearing my words, Vivian laughed and replied, "You are funny. I genuinely believe that as long as I can be with Kurt, that's all that matters." Our conversation made our parents laugh as well. My brother paused for a moment but quickly smiled, reassured by the atmosphere. And so, 2 months ago, my brother's engagement was confirmed, followed by their marriage. Afterward, the newlyweds moved to a prime location, a high-rise condo, and began their married life. However, I had a slight question in my mind. Frankly speaking, my brother is not the type of person who dreams of living in a high-rise condo. The apartment where he had been living alone should have been spacious enough for a couple. So, why did they choose to move to such an expensive high-rise condo? It was again curiosity. One day, I decided to call my brother to discuss plans for our mother's birthday celebration next month. "Hello?" my brother answered, and I quickly got to the main topic. "Hey brother, do you remember that our mother's birthday is next month?" "Of course," he replied. "I mean, this year she turned 60, right? It's a significant milestone, so I made sure to note it in my planner." "Impressive," I praised. "So what should we do this year? Take her on a trip or something?" "A trip?" he considered. "I really want to take her somewhere, but I'm a bit swamped with work right now." "Ah, I see," I said, understanding. "Big bro, you're always busy with work." My brother has always been extremely talented. After graduating from a prestigious private university, he joined a financial company. At the age of 35, he already holds a high position and earns significantly more than others in his age group. However, his job is demanding. And recently he has even been working on weekends. While I wanted to do something special for our mother's 60th celebration, it wouldn't make sense without my brother. I was pondering if there were any good ideas when my brother happily spoke up. Hey Evelyn, traveling might be a good idea, but try to remember Mom's personality. Haha, what do you mean? I laughed. Mom has always enjoyed having everyone gathered at home. Even after we became working adults, we took her on trips to surprise her with other things. But when was she most happy? He asked. That would be when you and I came back home, and we all had dinner together, I realized. Exactly, that's it. And if Mom says she wants to go on a trip, we can plan that for another day. But on her actual birthday, how about going back to our hometown and having dinner together at home? Kurt suggested. Yeah, I think that's a fantastic idea, I agreed wholeheartedly. I had been thinking about what would make me happy and what would bring me joy, but Mom was different. She had always said that the happiest moments were when we all sat down together and had a meal. It was her 60th birthday celebration, and I wanted to do something that would truly make her happy. As we excitedly discussed this with my brother, I heard a voice from the other end of the phone. Wait a minute, it's her 60th birthday, and you are just having dinner? Shouldn't you be planning a trip? It was my brother's wife speaking, but her voice sounded quite different from what I had heard before. The two of them started their exchange on the phone. Vivian, I was just talking to Evelyn, and Mom is happiest when we all have dinner together, my brother said. Well, I wouldn't be happy with that kind of celebration, Vivian replied. That's why I'm talking about our mom right now, he continued. I can't believe it. I was getting excited about going on a trip. Seriously, you are useless, Vivian added. Sorry, don't be upset. My brother said to calm her, then added, Oh, hold on, Vivian. I could hear my brother's disappointed voice as if he heard a sigh. In a low voice, so that Vivian wouldn't hear, I asked my brother, Hey bro, was that your wife just now? Ah, yeah, looks like I made her mad again, he admitted. Again? What does that mean? I probed further. Well, lately, I've been unintentionally making her angry. I didn't think I was saying anything weird, but she's been getting really upset, he replied. I see, but based on the conversation just now, it felt like she was unreasonably angry, didn't it? I inquired. Then, something else that had been on my mind came up. Hey Kurt, I've been curious about this for a while, but why did you move to a high-rise condo? Oh, well, He hesitated. The apartment you used to live in was spacious enough, so why did you choose a high-rise condo? I kept insisting. My question made my brother fall silent. Thinking that I had asked something inappropriate, I tried to change the subject. But just as I was about to do so, my brother began speaking quietly. Actually, Vivian wanted to move to this high-rise condo, he said. Huh? Your wife? But even if she wanted to move, she didn't have to decide on a high-rise condo so quickly, I pondered. I had no choice. She threatened to divorce me if we didn't move, he explained. Wait, what? That's just an empty threat, I said, incredulous. But we had just got married, and I didn't want to get divorced, he added hesitantly. On the other hand, anger towards my sister-in-law was bubbling up inside me. Sweating to divorce if you don't move to a high-rise condo? That's just too much. Of course, it's not only his fault for not refusing, but still, she's just taking advantage of his kind nature. However, I thought that if I expressed my anger now, my brother would be disheartened. So I continued the conversation, maintaining a tone of caution towards my sister-in-law. Hey bro, I think your kindness is really great, but this is clearly being taken advantage of, I said carefully. I know, but everyone in the family was happy about my marriage to Vivian, so He tried to explain, but I continued. I was happy too, but that's because I thought your wife was a wonderful person. Hearing the current situation changed my impression, and I don't really care if you get a divorce, I said. But Dad and Mom? He hinted. Well, in the end, it's your decision, so do what you want. Just remember that it's too late to regret later. You understand? I concluded. Thanks, Evelyn, he replied, sounding a bit defeated. When we ended the call, my brother seemed somewhat down. I thought I might have said too much, but considering my brother's well-being, it was better to be clear and firm. Despite my brother being part of our family, Life with someone as selfish as Vivian wouldn't bring him happiness. If he's considering remarriage, it's better to get divorced sooner rather than later due to his age. Well, in the end, it's your decision, brother, I reminded him. I became strict in my desire for my brother's happiness. Even if my brother is unjustifiably angered by Vivian, he may still find happiness being with her. I realized it wasn't my place to interfere in my brother's marriage. With that realization, I became a little calmer. Afterward, I maintained regular contact with my brother, and in the end, we decided to celebrate our mother's 60th birthday at our parents' house. My brother brought her a cake and a turkey, while I planned to cook our mother's favorite dishes in advance. 1 month later, on our mother's 60th birthday, I arrived at my parents' house 2 hours early with a gift and a bouquet of flowers. I took charge of the kitchen. Today, I was going to make my mother's favorite dish, pasta salad. It might seem like a plain dish for a celebration, but my mother absolutely loved pasta salad. It was the first time she would taste my cooking, so I saw it as a great opportunity. I had already informed my father of the plan, and he took my brother out for the afternoon. That left me alone to prepare the meal. A few hours later, my brother and his wife returned home before our parents. They carried a cake and a turkey, placing them on the table. Just as they finished arranging the glass plates, our parents arrived. When my mother saw the feast on the table, her eyes sparkled with joy. "Oh wow, what's all this? So much food!" she exclaimed. "Mother, today is your birthday, right? We wanted to celebrate your 60th with everyone," my brother said with a smile. "Oh, is that so? I'm so happy. Thank you, everyone," she beamed. "Of course now, Mother, since it's your special day, please have a seat right here," I said. My brother helped our mother to her seat and gave me a signal with his eyes. Seeing it, I carefully plated the delicious pasta salad and brought it over to our mother. When I placed the dish in front of her, she looked surprised and asked me, "Oh, Evelyn, this is—" "Yes, it's your favorite pasta salad. I made it for you," I replied, feeling proud. Tears welled up in my mother's eyes as she struggled to find the words. At that moment, my sister-in-law suddenly burst into laughter. "Ha ha 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 ha. Evelyn, really? This is just too much. You have no sense, do you? It's not normal to serve this kinds of things at a celebration." Her laughter filled the room, and silence fell upon us. My brother seemed like he wanted to say something but remained timid. Amidst the tension, I couldn't hold back and retorted, "Wait a minute. There's no need to say it like that." "Huh? What's the deal with pasta salad? Are you that poor?" My sister-in-law continued to be perplexed. "No, pasta salad is our favorite," I retorted. "Pasta salad is unacceptable? Why don't you go buy some sushi then?" Vivian exclaimed. I had put my heart into cooking the dish, hoping to make my mother happy, but my brother's wife completely belittled it, even subjecting it to sushi insults. It brought tears of anger and frustration. Why did it have to come to this? All I wanted was for my mother to be pleased, I explained, meeting my sister-in-law's smug look. It was my mother who spoke up with a smile. "Well then, today will be the last time I see you." While everyone was confused, my sister-in-law muttered, "Huh?" With her mouth open in shock, my mother spoke firmly. "Didn't you hear me? I said I would never see you again. Could you please leave this house immediately?" "Huh? Wait, Mother, what are you saying?" Vivian said in astonishment. "You don't understand what I'm saying? Please leave right now," my mom repeated angrily. "Wait!" I was only speaking up for my mother-in-law. My sister-in-law defended herself. In response to Vivian's statement, my mother softly asked if it was for my sake, and she desperately pleaded with her. "Yes, that's right. I wouldn't send my mother-in-law something like pasta salad. Look, I even brought a cake and a turkey today. Those were bought with Kurt's money, right?" "What have you given me?" my mom suddenly asked her. With her moving to a high-rise condo, I found it suspicious. "You know, I heard you quit your job right after getting married. If that's true, then you should at least save a little. Even if Kurt earns well, he's not the type to spend money recklessly," my mother concluded. It seemed my mother had already noticed my sister-in-law's hidden side. When confronted, my sister-in-law didn't apologize, but instead became completely defiant. "Well, What about it? I just graced this gloomy, sexist household with my presence. You should be grateful. A regular guy like him wouldn't find a wife without money, right? She remarked. So, that's your true nature, my mom said. Well, I don't care about you guys anymore. I don't ever want anything to do with you again. Kurt will do anything I ask him to, after all, my sister-in-law snapped. Really? Is that so, Kurt? My mother asked in surprise. As my mother asked, I also looked at my brother's face. It wasn't the helpless look from earlier. Instead, I saw a determined expression. That's not true, he responded. His face twitched in response to her words. Stirred with anger, my brother raised his voice. Don't screw with me. You've been belittling my family all this time. Wait, why? You always used to listen to everything I said, Vivian retorted. I've heard enough of your selfishness, Kurt continued. If it were just me, it might be tolerable. But if you're going to treat my mother and Evelyn that way, I can't take it anymore. Wait, I was just speaking the truth. His wife tried to defend herself. The truth? Cut it out already. Don't you realize how out of touch you are? I was a fool to be deceived by your sweet act. I'm divorcing you, my brother exclaimed. No way. Finally realizing her situation, my sister-in-law desperately pleaded with a false smile. However, my brother didn't even look at her and bowed his head to me. I'm sorry you were giving me advice too. You know it can't be helped, big brother. You're a kind person, I replied. But my kindness was misplaced, right? He asked. That's not true. You just chose the wrong person to be kind to. Kindness is one of your strengths, big brother, I added. I'm sorry, thank you, Kurt apologized, lowering his head. After my mother reprimanded Vivian, it seemed that my brother's anger had also been ignited. Thanks to that, we were able to drive away my sister-in-law, who had shown her true colors. Afterward, my brother demanded a divorce from Vivian. At first she hesitated, but with the news reaching her parents as well, Vivian reluctantly signed the divorce papers. She lost her parents' support and found herself living alone without anyone to rely on. It seems my sister-in-law is currently working night shifts at a leave-in job. Rumor has it that she is in debt and even supporting a man, becoming an irredeemable person. A year has passed since then, and my brother has found a new girlfriend. This time his partner is a very gentle and adorable woman with a lovely smile. Although she has a mischievous side, that's probably what captured my brother's heart. They are an unmistakably well-suited couple. My parents and I sincerely wish for my brother's happiness. This time, I hope my brother can enjoy a happy married life.